Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my good students, my good viewers. Today we are going to start chapter 5, BS English, paper 1, semester 1, paper 1, study skills. Chapter 5, sharpening your classroom skills. So this has many questions. I'm going to share screen for the first question. You can see now. Okay, so we can have chapter 5, sharpening your classroom skills. Question 1, prepare for your class. Okay. In general, you can see the definition, what we say, classroom effect. We can understand in general, being prepared for the class has less to do with how much or how little time you spend preparing and more to do with how well and how wisely you use that time. This way, preparing for class is a lot like writing a paper or preparing to take an exam. The little analogy may or may not be reassuring. Below are some helpful tips on how best to prepare for class. These tips are: arrive early in the class. Try to arrive early for class at least a few minutes before it begins. Review that what has been covered, anticipate what's coming, assess your understanding, formulate your questions and comments, come organized or at least look like it. So slide number 2, question 2, become an active listener. 10 tips for active listening. Face the speaker and have eye contact. Listen to nonverbal cues too. Don't interrupt. Listen without judging or jumping to conclusion. Don't start planning what to say next. Don't impose your opinion or solution. Stay focused. Ask questions. Question number 3, note taking. Sometimes it as note taking or note taking is the practice of recording information from different sources and platforms. By taking notes, the writer records the essence of information, freeing their mind from having to recall everything. So this I have given an example of corner notes. That's the note-taking technique in America and around the world. 3 best ways for note-taking. We say there are 3 methods for note-taking. Number 1, the map method. The map method is ideal for visual learners and to process a large amount of information. Number 2 is the boxing method. The boxing method is an increasingly popular method of writing notes, especially advised to those of you that bring their iPad or laptop to class. Number 3, corner method. This is corner method. I told you, you have a book. On one side you can write points, on the other side you can write the details. But it's not detailed, it's also points, but you can write in some more points. These notes strategies will help you to take better notes, make clear and accurate notes, come to class prepared, compare your notes, minimize distractions, organize your notes, use abbreviations and symbols, write clearly, review your notes. Don't write down every word, decide what is important. Be an active listener and reader. Use symbols and abbreviations, use colors, revise your notes as soon as possible. Be consistent, improve your handwriting. Question number 4 is guideline for note taking for chapter 5. Okay. So guidelines for effective note taking. Look over your notes from the previous lecture to provide continuity with the lecture you are about to hear. Record your notes clearly and as completely as possible. Write down the key concept or terms given before the lecture. Reread your notes after every lecture. What are the 3 guidelines for taking notes? This is a sub-question. So this sub-question is actually answered. Image result for guidelines for note making. They are likely to be on the text, the next test. Outline style. Below you will find a skeleton of an outline as well as a sample. In the next slide, we will show you next coming slides. A sample is there. Sample outline form. If your notes are neat and as close to outline as possible, you will have a much better chance of turning them into good set of questions. Smart methods, mapping methods. If you are bringing laptop in the class, it's easy for you to take notes. Even when you are doing homework in the house with the laptop, it's easy for you to take notes. Now this is the outline I have asked you. There are two types of outline. Number one, informal outline. Number two, formal outline. So question, this one is, because the last question was 4, this one is question 5 for chapter 5. So question 5 is the informal outline. We also call it keywords outline. Okay, you should try to understand. Okay, and here an informal outline is a series of notes, single words or phrases jotted down to refresh your memory as you write. An outline of this sort is useful when time is limited, as when you are writing examination or brief papers in class. How do you write an informal outline? Creating an informal outline for your research paper, introducing issue, thesis, optional background information, opposing arguments, thesis, support, body, ending, working title, optional background information, opposing argument, sample, informal outline. The following is a sample for informal or scratch outline for a full-length paper on telescopes. Subject, look here, you can give subject. Okay, that's the following outline. The development of the telescope, Galileo and the basic refractor, the multiple element telescope of the 18th and 19th centuries, Newton and the reflecting telescope, the construction of massive reflecting telescope, the advantages and limitations of reflecting and reflecting designs. So this is informal outline. These main points and the sub points, you can use dots. In a formal outline, you can give main points is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Romans, and sub points in A, B, C you can give, or 1, 2, 3 also you can give. So that's the way you can prepare your outline. Now we come to the next one. Okay, what is the next one? So in chapter 5, sharpening your classroom skills, this one is, next one is question number 6. So in question 6, the corner notes, the corner method. I look here, this is corner note method. Once we make point, once are details, okay? And the end you write a summary. The corner method is a system for taking, organizing, and reviewing notes. Professor Walter Koch of Cornell University devised this method in the 1950s. The strategy involved learners dividing their paper onto 2 columns with a row across the bottom. Furthermore, it requires very little preparation, which makes it ideal for note taking in a classroom or during a client meeting. The strength of this method is the page layout. To make your own corner notes, start by drawing a giant, okay, on the page. At the top of page, you write down the name of course, meeting, or seminar together with the date and the subject. The left portion should be around 7 centimeters wide. It's called the Q questions keyword column. This is where you will put your subheadings. All of it should be written as questions. The larger column on the right, also called the note taking. Right, understand? They also call it the note taking. So then it comes, you have to see just a minute. So you can see, as I'm showing you. This one again, I'm sharing the screen. So now we come to question number, we already finished question number 6, we finished, and now we go to question number 7. This one is question number 7. Matching notes, speaking style, and learning style. You can see here, these green colors are matching, but red is not matching. So if your notes are like this, they are not matching. If your learning style is this one, you must be careful. As a student, I'm sure you're familiar with note taking. Over the years, students have asked me, is there a best method to take down notes? From any personal observation, students often have different tactics when it comes to writing notes. Some will copy everything they hear and see in class. Others, like myself, will write when I was a student only the facts and look up the rest of the details in their own. When we were students, there were no corner view notes. But when we were teachers, we asked our students to take the notes, corner notes. In my opinion, there is no one perfect way to conduct note taking. Rather, different note taking techniques suit different learning styles. If you are looking for the best way to do notes, first you need to ask yourself, what is your learning preference? There are 4 types of learning styles can be found in students. I already taught you one of my previous lectures: visual, tactile, or kinesthetic learner, auditory learners, learners who are good at reading and writing. Check out the tips I have given you. See which notes, techniques best fits for your style. So here, if you can see, chapter 5, sharpening your classroom skills. And this one is the last question, number 8. Learn to make effective presentation. So you see, this lady is presenting. So presentation style is very important to be clearly understood. Face your audience, maintain eye contact, speak in a loud, clear voice, use your notes as prompts, stand away from the screen. Okay, how do you create an effective presentation? That's the question. General presentation should be planned carefully, do your research, know your audience, time your presentation, speak comfortably and clearly, check the spelling and grammar. Do not read the presentation, practice the presentation so you can speak from bullet points, give a brief overview at the start, then present the information. How can you make a good presentation even more effective? Show your passion and connect with your audience. Focus on your audience needs. Keep it simple. Concentrate on your core message. Smile and make eye contact with your audience. Start strongly. Remember the 10, 20, 30 rules for slideshows. Tell stories. So generally, we have finished the question number 8. And my good students, as I already showed you, I have today discussed 8 questions from chapter 5, BS English program, first semester, first paper, study skills. I'm winding up now, recapitalization. Chapter 5, sharpening your classroom skills. Question 1 was preparing for class, okay. And question 2 was about become an active listener. Question 3 was, okay, develop a personal note-taking system. Guidelines. Question 4 was guidelines for note-taking. Question 5 was the informal outline keyword system. Question 6 was the corner method. Question 7 was matching note-taking style and learning style. Question 8 was learning to make effective presentation. So wait for my next lecture for your next presentation for question chapter number 6, which has few questions. So there will be presentation for chapter 6. Hopefully, if you only listen these points carefully, if you have mobile or laptop, just switch on and just listen. You will be able to write in the exam in a very easy way. I'm making very easy for you your BS English program, and it will be very easy for you. You must have some writing skill, and you can just write points, make your notes. As I give you an example of corner notes, and these 8 questions very easily you can write. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.